what's up? My name is Daniela and today I'm going to unhaul some books. I did a book unhaul pretty recently and I felt good about it, but this time I decided to go even deeper and adopt a nothing is safe mentality. The first book I'm going to unhaul is The Devil's Star by Jonas Bo. This author is super popular in Europe, or at least in the Czech Republic, and this is a series of crime novels. This is book 5. And I haven't read the first 4. I heard that you don't actually need to read them in order, but I definitely like to read books in order, and I read book 10, I think. It's The Snowman, and I really enjoyed that, although it was quite brutal, but I'm just not that interested in reading this particular one, and I got this as a present quite a few years ago, so it's time to let it go. Next I have Eclipse by Stephanie Meyer. So I read Twilight for the first time last year, and this is the only volume I have, and this is the, I think, second least favorite volume after Breaking Dawn. And I just realized that I don't really want to own the whole series. I know that a lot of people keep these books for nostalgic reasons, but there's no nostalgia in it for me, and I might reread it one day, but I don't see it being in the next few years. So for now, bye bye. Next I'm going to mention some classics. So I have 1984 by George Orwell. I read this book in high school and I think that it's a really important classic with its message and all. And I had a feeling that I should own this book, which is weird, but I realized that I don't want to. Like, I don't think I'm going to reread this anytime soon or ever. I actually tried to reread this a few years ago and I didn't finish it for the second time, so I'm just going to put all the feelings or intellectual obligations aside and keep only books I love or that I'm excited to read, and this one is not one of them. On a similar note, I have We by Evgeny Zamyatin, and this is a book that actually inspired 1984, and it's also a dystopian novel. And when I read it again many years ago, I gave it 5 stars and I enjoyed it, but I don't think I want to reread it. Now it's going to get a bit controversial maybe, because I have decided to unhaul the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy series. I don't know, I'm not an expert on it. So the main reason I was keeping these after I bought them like 10 years ago was because book 2 and 3 are gorgeous. Like, these covers are amazing. But the first one doesn't have dust jacket and the pages are already yellow. Yeah, and the second reason I was keeping these was because, of course, it's a fantasy classic and I had a feeling that I should read it. It's just every time I look at them, reading them seems like a daunting task. And I'm just not about that life. Also, these are the Czech editions, so it would be probably better to read them in English if I wanted to. I don't know. For now, these are going to go. Next I have Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse, and this is a book I have already read. And then I got this at a book swap for free, but this copy is not pretty and I have no urge to reread this right now. Then I have Laughable Laughs by Milan Kundera, and when I first discovered Kundera in senior year in high school, I was really impressed and I thought that his books are so amazing. Recently I read Life is Elsewhere, and that was not an enjoyable experience. So I've kind of had it with Kundera for now, and I have read this one already, so I don't want to reread it. Bye bye. Next I have The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco, and I got this as a gift in high school and I don't want to read it, so it's time to let it go. Next I have some non-fiction, and that is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. I bought this book only last year and I have really liked it. It's about this man experiences in the concentration camp during World War II, and he's also a psychiatrist, so the second part is about his own psychiatrist theory. but same reason as before, I don't want to reread it anytime soon. Next I have kind of a random book, and that is Words I Wish I Wrote by Robert Fulghum. Robert Fulghum is another author that is hugely popular in the Czech Republic. This is basically just quotes he likes and he wishes he wrote them. So yeah, I don't need to have this. Next I have a chunky book, and that is this collection of short stories. This is edited by Neil Gaiman and Al San Antonio, and there are short stories by authors like Jeffrey Deaver, Neil Gaiman, Joe Hill, Chuck Palahniuk, but it's in Czech and I don't really want to read it. I have read a few. I think I read the one by Neil Gaiman and that was fine, but no interest in reading the rest of them. Then I have Changing Places and Small World by David Lodge, and these are campus novels about English and American professors of English. It's pretty hilarious. It takes place in the 70s and later. I really like this series. I have read it multiple times, but these editions are in Czech. So yeah, I don't need the Czech translation anymore and I might get it in English. Then I have a few books by an author who is maybe a bit obscure for the English speaking world. I don't know if all of these are even out in English, but it's these 4 books by a German author, Johannes Mario Simmel. And the last book I have to show you is again a bit random, and it's The Fabulous Girl's Guide to Decorum by Kim Izzy and Sari Marsh. So I got this book when I was a teenager at a book sale. I might have been like 14 or 15, and at that time this had kind of a allure of a big girl in a big city or whatever. It was published in 2002 and I was really curious how it will like hold up to today's standards and like in the eyes of feminism and whatnot. If you are interested about my thoughts on it, check out my Goodreads review where I mentioned some of the things this book suggests. So yeah, that is all for this unhaul. I'm really satisfied with this unhaul. I'm going to get rid of most of the books I owned since high school, and I have some space for new books now, and yeah. Book hauls are just amazing. They are my favorite video to watch and film, and I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and if you want to follow me on any of my social media, the links are in the description, and yeah, have a nice day. Bye!